Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special interview. We have a special guest today. It's Dimitri. How are you, man?
Hi. Great. How are you? I feel like I just saw you.
You
I
just did,
did.
actually.
I did. I did.
You just did. We saw
I
each
did.
other in Stuttgart, actually,
We did. We did.
uh,
I
in
I
in one
was
of the
in
worst vape show I have ever attended, to be honest.
um I was in Berlin yesterday and I got a tattoo. And while I was getting a tattoo, I thought to myself, this is honest to God truth. Every time that we meet, we drink. So I
Yes.
think in the next Paris show, me, you, and Phil should all go get matching tattoos. And it'll be something that's alcohol related. It's just a thought. I'm putting it out there,
Yeah,
and
maybe, the bottle of moonshine with X's on
yeah.
it.
Well, they're gonna have to pay for that, but definitely I would do it for sure.
No, no, not the brand, just, the
Just a
small
yeah,
bottle.
that's a good idea. That's a good
You know what
idea.
I mean? It's a
But
small.
if they want to put the brand, I'm opening
Oh,
it
yeah.
up for offers as well.
It's it's up for grabs.
Yeah, yeah,
We're not. We're here to talk about Stuttgart. I said
yeah,
in the intro that it was the worst vape show I have ever
yeah,
attended, and it's
yeah,
certainly not Era's fault, the organization, because there was everything that you can expect in a vape show, like modders,
yeah,
pods,
yeah,
disposables, lots of them.
yeah.
You guys, which was nice. I saw everybody. So in that way, it was good.
Of course.
But we saw other things on the
Yeah,
expo.
yeah.
The
As
effect
as
of the EU tax.
as far as the expo is concerned, Ira always puts a great show on. He's always been one of the best, in my opinion, organizers of expos, and has hold the title of the largest expo in Europe for a reason. And of course, seeing you guys and seeing that there's still a lot of open vapor and modders there was great as well too, as compared to some other shows. However, the tax issue was very, very concerning. It's a newly passed tax that came into play in Germany. Um, it had appeared to be, caught us by surprise, especially for one of my booths. I was there for with Anakin, and I was there at the Dash Vapes booth. I helped the Canadians set up the booth there, and I felt really bad because I'm the one that kind of instigated for Dash Vapes to get the booth there as they're entering the EU market. But we were approached the first day of the show by some customs agents at the booth that came by, asked about the products. We told them that these products contain no nicotine, and they were just here to sample. We're not selling anything. We're not doing anything as far as business is concerned, and we felt that we were okay. We were reassured that zero nicotine and not selling is fine for the show, and nobody bothered us the first day, even though we
So you
heard that
talked to the
booths around
customs
us.
firsthand.
Of course,
They went and see you, and they said,
of
well,
course,
it's
of
everything's
course.
okay.
They just walked away. And the first day, we did see other booths being taken down. We saw booths that were shut
Yeah.
down the first day, so I was not concerned about it at all, honestly. The organizer did come and tell us, hey, nicotine, just be careful, but zero nicotine and that selling you're fine. We were not aware. I mean, you're talking about somebody that brought a company there that spent 20,000 euros to set up this booth. If it was another, 3,000 for some tax stamps, we only had like 700, 800 bottles that we had brought with us just for sampling
Yeah.
and for giveaways. We would have obviously taken care of it. The next day in the morning, as soon as the doors opened, maybe an hour after the show had get started, five armed customs agents came in and came straight to our booth, which indicates to me that somebody probably called or informed them that, hey, even though this is zero nicotine, you still need to get in there and show by force and intimidate this booth and take down their products.
The
Um,
thing is, you say armed. It's very important, this, because for the first time of my life, I saw people trying to sell e-liquid with no nicotine in it. By the way, surrounded by armed
yeah, 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 and
police
we weren't
guys
even
with their
selling.
hand on their gun.
Yeah, yeah, we weren't
What
even
the
selling.
fuck?
That's the funny part. But I mean, look, for me, I've been around the world. I've dealt in a lot of situations. I remain very calm. I was very scared for the staff that was there, the people that have come from Greece, that had come from Canada, they might not be familiar with something like this, and it was very, very intimidating. The attitude that these customs agents had is when they were talking to me, I felt like they thought they caught Pablo Escobar again. Like I am the biggest fish in the illegal nicotine vapor trade in the world. Like you said, one of the guys in the back had his hand on his gun. The other guy, one of the women that was there, she was a little bit sweeter, but one of the other guys that was talking to me was trying to be very, very intimidating to me, and started asking me questions about my family and my kids and if they're dependent on me, my tax returns, stuff that, I think from a police officers, unless you open an investigation, they shouldn't have asked. But my biggest concern was not even me in the booth. My biggest concern is the vapors that were walking around, seeing this happen
Yeah,
to booth
the
after booth
publicity.
after booth. Because as a consumer, you automatically assume that you're buying these products from good companies, good quality companies. Your mind might think like, what are these guys selling? Why are all these booths getting busted by armed officers? What do they have in their products? And that's not the case. It just gives a bad image to tobacco harm reduction in general, and
Don't you think it
especially
was made on purpose? This
1000%. There's no doubt in my mind that this was done on purpose to show the force, to show the strength, and to show the industry that either A, you're not going to get away with tax evasion, or B, we don't want outside companies coming into Germany doing business. It might be a combination of both of those, David, if you ask
mm,
me. Whatever it was, it would definitely seem to be. They were so organized. They had vans set up outside. I think three of them. When I was pulled to go outside, the van door opened, and in the back of the van, in one of the vans that I was, but all of the vans were the same. There was an office in the back with a computer, printer, credit card machines to take your money. I mean, it was a complete racket, completely organized. So this was not something that they just woke up in the morning and like, oh, let's just go check a few
yeah,
bottles. This was a show of force,
it was
purposely
planned.
done, and it caught even the organizers by surprise. I felt really bad for Ira and his wife and the rest of the team, because they do go above and beyond to make sure that the shows are good for everybody, attendance, and the exhibitors as well too.
Mhm.
And he was speechless. But when we're dealing with these types of situations, David, there's nothing you can do. I mean, this is an arm of the law. So I
Yeah,
remained very, very calm. I told them, do what you need to do. It's your job. We understand. I mean, these guys that came inside there obviously had um, an order from somebody to do this. So you can't really blame them. Their attitude could be better, but again, they're arms of the law, so I can't set them straight on their attitude. But basically, after a 3-hour process of them taking all the bottles, putting them in plastic bags, they went outside, they counted. Um, they called me outside. I told them, I said, look, this company did not spend thousands and thousands of euros and have 12 people fly them over here with hotels and all that just to bring 800 illegal bottles into the
yeah,
country. and,
yeah.
and and the guy was like, well, the law has changed, and blah, blah, blah. It was just on and on and on. I ended up paying a 5,000 tax stamp for the bottles that they took from the booth. um, but I couldn't get the bottles back. So, so even though I paid for the tax, they confiscated them. They said they're going to destroy them, which makes no sense to me. Like, I paid the tax. Now let me have the bottles back. Let me just put
Yeah,
the
because you try
stamp.
to steal. Basically, when you're not paying the tax for the e-liquids now in Germany, and this, if the tax is applied in all EU, it's going to be the same in every country. Basically, it's stealing money from the government,
Correct.
not doing
Correct.
this.
Correct.
So that's why the guns
Yeah.
and the law enforcement and all
Yeah.
this.
I also had to pay a 10,000 euro security deposit for a potential fine that's going to come out. They told me that they're going to open a criminal investigation. I mean, the terms that they used were very
Yeah,
scary. They're going to open
well,
up a
it's on
criminal
purpose.
investigation, and it's going to go higher up. And basically, what's going to happen is, in my opinion, we're going to get another fine. And if the fine is 5,000, they're going to return me 5,000. Or if the fine's 12,000, I'll have to pay another 2,000 with a
Yeah.
10,000 security. But I needed to pay it. I couldn't leave until this was paid, and it was only cash or credit card. Is the only You couldn't bank transfer. So
This
if you didn't
is
have the money, you were stuck in jail. I don't know. I might have gone to jail. I don't know. I don't know.
how do you do
But
if your credit card declines? It's 5,000. I know my credit card is. I'm not able
yeah.
to swipe
Yeah, you
5,000
had to do
euros
like
like this.
3 transactions. They had to do 3 transactions in order to get all the money that they that they needed with it.
That's insane.
So,
So they maxed out your credit card basically.
yeah, but
Well, not maxed out.
after they gave me I had to sign a lot of paperwork both in English and in German, and after we went through all this, it was like a 20-minute um it was a 20
Trial.
minute yeah. After they gave me all the paperwork, they asked me if I wanted to answer any questions, and I said absolutely not. I said I declined, and I said if I need to get an attorney here in Germany, I said I'll entertain an attorney if the time comes. And they gave me the paperwork back, and basically we had an empty booth for the rest of the day for the second day of the Hall of Vape. Yeah.
Well, that's your fault for smuggling PGVG and
Yes.
flavors in
Yes.
Germany. You
Yes,
know what I
yes.
mean?
I totally take the blame on this. To be fair, we just jumped on the show a couple months ago, and I've been so busy down here with Jam Monster and everything else that I'm doing that I should have spent more time. But I truly, I mean, you've known me so many years in the industry. There's just no way that I would jeopardize my name or the
Of
company's
course.
name for something like this if I didn't feel confident that we were okay.
And
Um,
you also take care of the PMTA, so you're well aware of the
of
all the
course,
legal
of
implication
course.
of vaping.
Of course, I
And
just figured we're coming there to sample. The Dash Vapes booth was not there to sell anything. It's promoting that Dash Vapes in Europe now.
yeah,
Here's some liquids to
samples.
try between the unsalted line and the noob line. Let's see what the Germany market feels about this, and then maybe we can talk business later on. That was the entire goal of the show. We weren't here to make any money. We lost a lot of money for
Yes, you
sure.
did.
But yeah,
I have the numbers if you're interested. I don't know if you have them, but they
yeah.
controlled a total of 15 exhibitors between Saturday and Sunday, and they recovered 46,000 euros
Yeah, yeah.
in
Well,
tax.
15,000 of that was mine. So
Yep,
if you so
that's massive, man.
what did the other guys pay? One thing I didn't
A
know,
lot.
well, I mean, one thing I didn't know, they asked me how much money I make every year, and apparently the security deposit goes based on your income. So if you make a lot of money, they give you a higher deposit. If you make less money, they give you a higher deposit.
Yeah,
So I mean, I didn't
lower.
lie because I was afraid if I'm going to go to a criminal investigation afterwards, they say, "Well, you lied about this." So, I mean, you're dealing with armed officers, so I didn't lie. And then they're like,
Yeah,
"It's a 10,000 security deposit." This is ridiculous. But I didn't say
that's
that. But in
insane.
my mind, I said it. Yeah,
I didn't see that day come actually. Every time we spoke about this kind of regulation coming in or just the future of vaping, I was like, jokingly saying maybe one day will be as illegal as some drugs in
sure.
some states. I was expecting that in Thailand,
Yeah,
not in Stuttgart,
yeah, yeah. In
actually.
America, I was expecting it honestly.
Yeah,
But
probably.
I dreamed one day of being arrested to help people quit smoking, but I've never dreamed to be arrested for smuggling 300 bottles of zero nicotine liquid into Germany. Honestly,
Yeah,
I would
that's
love to be arrested trying to help a grandma or my uncle quit smoking because that would give me really good PR press.
yeah,
This only gives us bad PR press, and
yeah.
it also strengthens the position from a force. If you're trying to put fear into people, this is exactly what they're going to do. I will tell you, it did the opposite for me. Next year, I'm going to have, if there's a Hall of Vape next year, I'm going to have a bigger booth. I'm going to have more people there. I'm going to have more people from other countries. I am going to make sure that there's a tax tape on every bottle. And I'm going to go inside there. I'm going to dominate. This is the only thing that this did to me. And I hope that I see some of these officers that were here this year and say hi to them and maybe offer them a bottle of liquid with a tax stamp on it this time.
Damn, that's positive attitude. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was shocked actually seeing you because I was not that far away when that
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
in the show. So I saw all these guards surrounding you, and I was like, of all the people in vaping, this is the guy you're
No,
surrounding.
it was not a good image. Yeah,
Actually, that was that was at the same time that was funny because I was like, you didn't catch shit, guys. This
yeah,
is the most honest guy there is in
yeah,
the industry. So
yeah, yeah. It was
wrong
painful.
fish. But in another way, it was very very traumatizing
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah.
Even for
I think it
you, I
was for a
mean.
lot of the people that was there. I tried to remain as calm as possible. I do know that in these situations, there's no benefit in raising your voice or trying to reason with peons because these are just peons that were put there to do a job. There's really nothing that you could have done. So
Mm,
I think that in the end, I don't think it benefited me, but it definitely didn't make things harder for me. But I take this attitude because this is the only attitude that we can have to win. The days of raising our fists and yelling and say, like the Americans used to do, fuck the FDA. Well, look what the FDA did, right? It actually fucked the industry. It doesn't do anything. But what
yeah.
it does give me the perspective and my positive attitude is that, okay, I understand that there's a bigger picture behind this invasion that happened at the Hall of Vape, and this is the root of the problem. That I want to get to the root of the problem, David. I don't want to get these guys with the guns that came in. It's not their fault. I want to get where the root of the problem comes. If you're intimidated by Dimitri, or if you're intimidated by Dash Apes coming into Germany, you have not seen anything yet. I mean, we're just getting started. So that's what gives me the drive. I want to eliminate not only the evil that's opposing vaping, but there's also evil within vaping as well too. And that's what I'm going to go after.
Right, right. What you plan on doing then? When you say going after the root of the problem, you plan
Yeah,
on
I
lobbying for laws in the EU?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, we're going to push very, very hard to change this law in Germany. This gradual tax is a complete corruption, in my opinion, criminal move on the part of the government and the lobby that was behind pushing this ridiculous tax. So I think that I am going to concentrate a lot of my efforts and my resources to try to help overturn this, or at least bring it to a normal level. Any government that taxes this product that helps people quit smoking at a higher level than cigarettes is corrupt. It's criminal. It's people are dying, so they should be held accountable. And we just have to find how these figures came about, who was behind by proposing these figures, and make it known to the industry as well too.
Mm,
So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to work very hard with a few distributors that I made a very good networking with while I was in Germany, and try to move as much product that I can from Germany, because I think a lot of people didn't like that the liquid that was at that booth was tasty. I truly believe this. A lot of the German vapors, we got high praises the first day of people testing these products and absolutely love them. And I think that some
especially
people
the
got jealous.
watermelon pitch,
The number one selling and the best in the unsalted
and
line.
number one confiscated as well.
Yes, and number one stolen and number one confiscated right now. But I think this is how you hurt people. You go after and you show that you're not scared and you're not
Mm,
afraid. And I will go toe to toe with anybody in this industry. I've always done that. Whether you're on the opposite side of the fence, meaning you're an anti-vaping group, or you're a cancer within the vaping industry. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
right, right. That's good, man. That's good. That's the
Yeah.
crusades keeps on going. Then.
If there's one thing that I do want to bring up, though, because I think this is the most important thing, and it's something I'm going to talk about here in Greece. I'm the vice president of the Greek Trade Association. We have a meeting next Wednesday. I am going to bring this up on your show as well, too. Um, this can happen in France tomorrow. This can happen in Greece tomorrow. This can happen in any European country. The European Union might look at the Germany model and say, "Oh, this is a fantastic model. Let's propose it for the TBD3." This
Yeah.
can happen, folks. This is
Oh
a
yeah.
reality, right? So I think that we relaxed a little bit in Europe because, oh, vaping is embraced and then vaping is going okay, and look at the UK and look at this. And I think that we relaxed our resources and our fight. I think it's time to get on the offensive before this happens in
Hmm.
your country, in my country, and across Europe as well too. Let's fight to help the Germans, but also just try to protect what we have in there. This is I think the biggest lesson. Don't think that people with guns won't come into your event, into your shop, into your country, and do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it happened in Australia. You
Yeah.
remember the guy who got the black vans
Yeah.
parked in front
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
his vape
Yeah.
shop?
Yeah. 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 It can
That
happen there
story.
too.
Yeah, yeah, that was insane. But this is seeing it with my own eyes. You know, I knew
Yeah.
there was a tax in Germany because I
Yeah.
spoke with Patrick and all that, and we knew that already. But seeing it, seeing the effect and the deprivation of
Yeah.
liberty,
Yeah.
and seeing honest people with just PGVG and flavors,
Yeah.
with people with guns around them.
Yeah. It was
That's
it was really scary.
fucking that's bonkers, man. That's fucking
Yeah.
insane.
I'm American, so I'm used to guns. So they
You-
didn't do nothing to me. So
well,
they
I'm
didn't
not.
do nothing to
I'm
me.
French. I'm used to baguettes and
Yes, I
berets.
know, I know, and other things. But people in France and people that are watching this show really need to pay attention. They really need to get behind the movement. They really need to get behind JSV. You need to be aware of what's happening in other countries, and I commend you on taking a stance on this and getting it out there so quick, because they need to learn that this is a reality. It's not. There's
It
actually a
is.
picture of me. I should have sent it to you, but maybe I'll send it to you now. You can put it on the live show. But there's a picture of me sitting on a stool with my phone. Nobody else at the booth, and behind me there's 5 officers that are clearing the booth. It's a really depressing picture, but this is a great picture to say this can happen to you.
Oh,
If
it
anybody uses that
happens.
picture, yeah,
It's not even
yeah,
this can happen.
yeah,
It did happen.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, we live in Europe now, and this Europe that we thought was so tolerant with vaping all these
yeah,
years, and with just guys crying wolves,
yeah,
all the time. Oh no, there's not going to be any bad regulation. There's going to be a small tax. It's going to
yeah,
be,
yeah,
some flavors maybe, or some, some small laws, but they're not going to touch vaping. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I went to my
yeah. They
tattoo.
are.
The guy that tattooed me in Berlin, he's a vapor, and he's paying 30 euro for a 60 ml bottle of liquid.
Yeah,
30.
yeah. 30.
Imagine that.
I heard you. There was no cloud in the start of the Hall of Vape, right?
No, no. They did a little protest against the tax outside at the Hall of Vape before the show started. So instead of doing the cloud this time, they all had signs opposing the tax and asking for reform on it. It was a movement that IRA has started. We did some interviews for that as well too, and I was very harsh. I might not be allowed back to Germany. I was thinking, but I told Ira, don't cut it out, and you need to leave this in there. People need to be aware that this is criminal. The government is criminal. It's
It is.
this should be
It is.
prosecuted, and
Well, the problem is who's going to hold them accountable for their
yeah,
actions?
yeah,
That's the thing. When you are on the top of the government and you
yeah.
decide that this law just passes and nobody bats an eye and just
Yeah,
accept
but
it.
also keep in mind that law is not just the top of the government. Just doesn't wake up one day and say, "I'm going to make a law," and you're going to sign it. It comes from the bottom up.
Oh, yeah.
So I think this is the right move. We need to look up where it started and how this progressed all the way up the ladder. But it was instigated from somewhere, and unfortunately, I think it was instigated from within the industry.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah,
think?
yeah,
From the vaping industry?
yeah. I truly believe this. Yes, the influx of disposables right now in Germany is a huge money maker, and it only makes sense you tax open vapor to promote the sale of disposables. It just makes more sense to me.
But what if the disposables are outlawed? Like they probably will be by the end of the year in France, for example,
Yeah,
because
yeah. I think it's going to
there's
be
not
a two.
an ecologic
Yeah,
solution to this.
I think it's going to be a 2-3 years so that we see anything happen with disposables. So, um, it's just a gut feeling that I have. I can't tell you any more on that. When the time comes, I think that we can explore it again. But I think that to get exact figures like that, so specific across the board, um, there's absolutely nobody in government that would say we're going to tax PG at 16 cents per meal and make it 120 euros to buy a liter of PG. I just don't think that happens. It has to be somebody that has specific information that is trying to attack one segment of the industry.
Hmm.
So
While knowing full well that this is gonna, backfire one day
Yeah, yeah.
on the whole industry and just,
Well, most of this industry, David, as you know, it is very short term thinking and it's very short term cash grabbing. So it doesn't surprise me at all, honestly.
mm. Well, that's bad. That's bad. But yeah, there's solutions. We can still, well, especially in France, we
Yeah,
have JSV
yeah, yeah,
where
yeah,
we
yeah,
can contact our politicians. I know there's a lot of movements in many countries defending vaping. Now it's
yeah,
the time to take action. If your country still doesn't have the tax, it's time to,
yeah.
make sure it doesn't happen. And if it has it, maybe it's time to, be against it.
Reach out
Do
to
so.
there's an open comment period. I think the deadline's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, for the European Consulting, where vape shops can send their thoughts about TBD two so far. It's a very bad questionnaire,
Yep.
very very one sided, but I think that for any individual that is out there, they should look to groups as the JSV and get the information that they need to reach out to their politicians. TBD3 is coming. There is new regulation coming. Your voice, in order to be represented, they need to understand how the product is being used. And with one-sided questionnaires as the open consulting, it's going to be very, very difficult for them to understand. So I have always said that if there's chatter in somebody's district, chatter for a politician is 50, 60 people. That's it. 50, 60 people raises some flag in any politician's office because usually nobody complains. You'll get one or two people that are going to send an email and they're going to brush it underneath. But 50, 60 people is a movement.
Yeah.
And I think this is where organizations such as this one can help. You can organize 50, 60 people in every district to get vocal about this and mostly explain to them that this product saved your life. This product helped you quit smoking. How this product is being used, because a lot of them don't understand, in order to prevent what happened in Germany from happening in France.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a good-looking guy. I would hate to see you go to jail. You would not have a you would not have a very good time
I'd
in
be
jail, dude.
fucked, literally and figuratively. My
Oh
long
man,
hair.
yes, yes.
Damn. But no, I'm okay. I'm quite tall and quite big, so
Good.
I can defend myself. But
Okay, okay.
depends. I don't know. I've never been to jail.
Yeah, me
Saying that,
neither, and I don't want to go. I'm just
I don't
curious.
plan on going either. Especially not for just peddling fucking
Yeah,
PG and VG.
I
That's
know, I
bad.
know.
And you, what did you do? Well, I
Yeah,
robbed the bank. And
no,
you?
I know.
Well, I had some more. I had too much PG on me.
What a waste of resources, though, if you think about it. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of drugs and cocaine
Oh yeah.
and whatever coming into Germany. Like, you can go out there and like really make an impact to save young people's lives, and you're wasting. I don't know what this it definitely cost more than what they took in, but the resources was the bad thing about this.
Yeah, you see, that's the problem because now that there's a tax, that what people don't understand is that it's less of an offense to have cocaine on you or
Yes,
drugs because
yes,
you know um, you're just breaking the law with this.
yes,
Whereas
yes,
when you
yes.
have liquids and there's no stamp on it, you're stealing money from the government, which is even worse, than
Yeah,
having drugs on you.
yeah.
That's insane.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It really is. It really is.
When
It's
you
like we're
think
living a
about it,
surreal life, but that's the reality. Yeah.
well, my wildest dreams, I never saw that coming, and
Yeah.
seeing it was insane. But anyway, we keep on fighting.
We
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 keep
keep
on
on fighting and keep
organizing.
yeah, and support the groups that I'm a vapor is you need to get out there and support the organizations that exist. We need to get back in the habit. We really slacked off the last couple of years,
Yeah,
especially
we
in
did.
Europe. And I've been vocal about Europe because I'm very active on Twitter, and sometimes I'll see somebody tweeting me. You know how vapors are very selfish. They're like, "Oh well, we're fine here. We can get everything we want." And I was like, that kind of hurts me a little bit because in America we can't get everything that we want, but that can change so quickly. So I think that sometimes when we lay our guard down, and I think this is what happened in Germany, if you remember before this tax, David, um, 15,000 people at the Hall of Vape, blowing gigantic, walking around with 17 ml tanks and triple stack 2650s. I mean, it was a sight to see. And we thought everything was great. Everything was fantastic in Germany. Huge market for liquid because they consume so much product. And we said, oh my God, Germany is one of the best markets. And now all the
It's
business
one of the
owners,
worst.
yeah, well, one of all the businesses that I talk to, I have a lot of friends that have shops and chains and stuff like that. You know what the biggest complaint is? We don't have product. We don't have product to put on our shelves because of the law changing. You have to change concentrations, switch to a shake and vape. And you can't have a shake and vape with 30 ml. You need to have a shake and vape with 5 ml in it. Like you need to reformulate your liquid. I mean, it's just a lot of work. Tax stamps,
Yeah.
literally tax like
Packaging.
cigarettes. You have to put it on a shake and vape. You have to put a tobacco tax sticker on a bottle that has 10 ml of flavoring inside. Just think about how ridiculous that
Yeah.
is.
And
Every
no
time
nicotine.
with no nicotine, not even PG and VG, and it just regular flavoring. You have to put a tax stamp on it. So a lot of companies
Yep.
just gave up in the market, which is great for me because I am getting ready to go balls to the walls in Germany. I will have Greek people putting tax stamps on those bottles. I'll be licking them like that, sticking it on there. I'm going to Germany, and I'm going to be
You're
very
gonna
aggressive
have
in the market.
blisters,
I'm going
man.
to fill the shelves in Germany. Trust me.
All right. That's good, man. That's good. That's good spirit. Well, thank you, Dimitri, for your
Thanks.
time. I know you're
Thank you.
flying back to UK.
Yes,
I'll be
I'll be at the
looking forward
Birmingham
to
Vapor
your
Expo show this weekend, and in Verona, Italy, at the end of the month, and in Spain, June 3rd, and Dubai, June 17th. So, if you're any of their shows or you want to talk about this, come and see me. I do
pretty
want to put
busy.
some. I do want to put something in closing that I talked to the organizer. Of course, he was very down about this and all that, and we're talking about next year. I highly suggest the IRA, and I highly suggest all the businesses that are out there. Let's get up there and support. Let's go back to Germany. Let's not let this be the end of vaping as we know it. We need to get out there and show that we're better than this, we're stronger than this, and that we can come back. We can recover from this. The industry can recover from this. We'll do everything as the German authorities ask because we have a duty, we have a responsibility to help the millions of Germans that have not discovered tobacco harm reduction, that have not discovered this wonderful invention that helped me and you and everybody else that's watching the show quit smoking. So I am committed to that. I committed to Ira that I would be back if he does another show next year and double the size of what I had this year. This is the right attitude forward, and I hope everybody supports me in that.
Doubling down. That's the spirit.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, baby. That's cool. Thank you,
All right.
Dimitri.
Thanks,
I'll
David. I
let you go
appreciate you,
back to
man.
your private life.
Thank you.
And
I'll send you that picture as well too if you want to have it, just to show it on there.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Just I'll be looking forward to your feedback on the UK Expo since it's the
Yes.
last.
Disposable heavens. That's what's going to be. I can tell you right now what it's going to be. But
Just
yes, I will
disposables.
give you my feedback. Absolutely.
Right, right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
I appreciate
Dimitri.
it. It was good to see Ferrenti over there as well too. So say
Yeah,
hi.
yeah.
All right.
Sure. Take care, man.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks.
And I'll see you all soon on the channel, guys. So stay tuned. And we're gonna have you saw the French part already. I wish you a good night, and I'll see you soon.
Let me send you this picture. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were done. All right.
See you,
Here.
Dimitri. Bye
All
bye.
right. Let me send you. I sent you this picture. Look at it. Look at it. It's on your Facebook.
Okay.
Look at this
Let,
miserable picture.
let me put it on the show then. So it's a fake closing, guys. I'm just gonna share this real quick. Just do this, and this. Whoa, bam! Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
A very powerful image.
Yeah, it is. It is a powerful image.
I look
Damn.
fat as fuck in that picture too, but that's all right. But the image
Just
is
slumped over.
Yeah.
Damn. Zol. Fucking hell. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good show.
Yeah, you too. And
Love ya.
have a good flight. I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye. See you guys. I'll see you soon too.